as you will not be returning to your original seat. So, when the ceremony commences, you'll be directed by a graduate checker who'll be standing in the side aisle to your right. They will tell you when to make your way up the dais stairs and stand on the mark just at the top here. That is when your name will be read out by the Dean, who'll be standing at the lectern that I'm standing at now. Will the audience note, once the graduate's name has been read, this is your best opportunity to applaud the graduate and make as much noise as you can. So graduates, when the Dean calls out your name, you are to salute the presenting Dean, make your way across the dais to the presiding officer who'll be standing in the middle here. At this time, you may choose if you would like to shake hands, or you may simply bow your head instead. The presiding officer will then congratulate you and present you with your testamen. Importantly, before you leave the dais, take a step back, salute the presiding officer, then turn and walk down the stairs to take your new seat with directions from the return seat usher. So to explain the salute, you just bow your head and touch your trencher with your right hand. If you guys all want to give that a go now. So just to remind you, salute the presenting Dean when your name is called and salute the presiding officer just before you leave the dais. Your graduation ceremony will commence shortly, so on a final note, please ensure that all mobile phones are switched off or on silent. On behalf of the university, congratulations. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chancellor, Belinda Hutchinson, AM, and the academic procession are about to enter the Great Hall. Please rise for the academic procession.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Please be seated. My name is John Hartigan, and I'm the Master of Ceremonies for this morning's graduation ceremony. Each year, the University holds more than 80 graduation ceremonies for over 17,000 graduates, and these are held in Sydney and overseas in Singapore and China. I'd now like to introduce you to the people who are here on the dais. Seated at the centre of the dais is Belinda Hutchinson, AM, the Chancellor of the University, who will preside over the ceremony. The Chancellor is joined today by the Pro-Chancellor, Ms Kate McClyman, Professor Cheryl Jones, the Head of School and Dean of Sydney Medical School, Faculty of Medicine and Health, who will be presenting the Honorary Award recipient, Professor Frans Verstraeten, Head of School of Psychology, Faculty of Science, who will be presenting the graduates, and Professor Sir Gregory Winter, CBE, FRS, our guest speaker and Honorary Award recipient, together with the Fellows of the Senate, Associate Professor Tony Masters, the Chair of the Academic Board, Dr Lisa McIntyre, Associate Professor Marianne Large, and Ms Lizzie Miller. The other people seated on stage are professors, academics and professional staff from faculties and schools who have played such a large part in the success of today's graduates. It now gives me great pleasure to invite the Chancellor to formally open proceedings.
Thank you, John. And good morning and welcome to the Faculty of Science graduation. We've turned on a very fabulous spring day for you, and we're looking forward to this ceremony. In starting the ceremony, though, I wish to acknowledge that the campuses of the University of Sydney are located on the traditional lands of a number of Australia's First People, and it is with deep respect for our Indigenous past that I acknowledge the Gadigal, Gundungurra, Djurak and Mongol peoples and their custodianship of these lands. This ceremony has been arranged in order to confer degrees upon and award diplomas and certificates to all of those who have fulfilled the conditions required of them by the statutes of this university.
Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to present Sir Gregory Winter, CBE, FRS, FMed-Sci to you for admission to the degree of Doctor of Medical Science honoris causa in recognition of his outstanding contribution to medical science, entrepreneurship and human health. Greg is one of the most distinguished medicinal chemists of our era. He is a Fellow of the Royal Society and was winner of its 2011 Royal Medal for his pioneering work in protein engineering and therapeutic monoclonal antibodies. His many international awards include the King Faisal International Prize for Medicine and the Gardner International Award. He was appointed Commander of the Order of the British Empire in 1997, a Knight Bachelor in 2004. He was, until recently, Master of Trinity College at the University of Cambridge. He is a former Deputy Director of the MRC Laboratory of Molecular Biology, Cambridge, where he was head of the Division of Protein and Nucleic Acid Chemistry. In 2018, Greg was jointly awarded the 2018 Nobel Prize in Chemistry for his creative use of phage displays to generate monoclonal antibodies. His creation of humanised and fully human monoclonal antibodies tapped into evolutionary biology and revolutionised modern therapeutics across a panoply of human diseases. These antibodies can be reasonably said to be to modern medicine what Fleming and Florey's development of penicillin was to the antibiotic era. Name a disease and you will likely find an antibody to treat it. There are now more than 500 therapeutic monoclonals. In diseases such as cancer and inflammatory disease, they target protein molecules on the surface of cells or those that interact with them. In oncology, this can lead to the killing of tumour cells, as with Herceptin for breast cancer and Keytruda for melanoma. In inflammatory disease, it can lead to blocking of the inflammation that leads to rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, inflammatory bowel disease, and multiple sclerosis. The uses are many, from targeting leaky retinal blood vessels in diabetes and other sight-threatening disorders, or treating osteoporosis, or reversing dangerous bleeding caused by modern anticoagulants. The newest effective treatments for migraine are monoclonals, which target a receptor protein in pain pathways. Greg's achievements are testament to the crucial academic synergy between chemistry and clinical medicine, whose advances are underpinned by basic molecular sciences. It could not be more appropriate that a degree from within the Faculty of Medicine and Health is being conferred at a ceremony of the Faculty of Science. His home laboratory in chemistry has produced 16 Nobel laureates since World War II. How? He says this happens when scientists have freedom and ambition to answer important and difficult questions. This is an important lesson for universities and those who fund us. It was one thing to have an ingenious idea and to bring it to scientific fruition, but quite another to persuade the business and pharmaceutical communities that it was worth supporting. Whereas some scientists might have stalled when faced with corporate indifference from Big Pharma, Greg devised his own path to commercial success, created the Cambridge Antibody Technology Company, and in an inversion of the usual pathways of capital flow, he turned for seed funding to the other side of the world, to none other than his old Australian friend, Geoffrey Grigg, and the Sydney biotechnology company, PepTech, with its shareholder base in the horse racing fraternity of New South Wales. Only later did Big Pharma realise the potential of the technology and has since stepped in to fully globalise the antibodies. In 2018, the international market for therapeutic monoclonals was reported to be somewhere in the order of $115 billion. Greg has views on the wrong ways for countries and institutions to sell intellectual property. He is still innovating. His latest novel engineered find and attack molecules are small peptides called bicycles, now in clinical trials by his newest company, Bicycle Therapeutics. When Alfred Nobel established his eponymous prize, his will specified that they were to be awarded annually to those who have conferred the greatest benefit to humankind. Monoclonal antibodies have indeed conferred a very great benefit to humankind. Chancellor, I present the Sir Gregory Winter CBE FRS F.Med Sci for admission to the degree of Doctor of Medical Science honoris causa and invite you to confer the degree upon him.
In the name of the Senate and by my authority as Chancellor, I'm absolutely delighted to award the degree of Doctor of Medical Sciences honoris causa.
Would all other candidates please stand? Chancellor, I certify that all candidates whose names appear in the printed program have successfully completed the requirements for the degree or diploma which they are to receive.
In the name of the Senate and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit each of you present to the degree or award you the diploma to which you are entitled. Some are unable to be present today, and I admit them to the degree or award them the diploma to which they are entitled in absentia.
Please be seated.
Chancellor, I present candidates from the Faculty of Science who you have admitted to degrees and to whom you have awarded diplomas. Degrees of